All right, guys, so we're going to go on with our next set of notes for today. It still has to do with percent of a number, but these percent problems are going to be a little bit different looking. So let's just go in right now and let's just write in percent problems. And these are going to be on pages 20 and 21. Again, if you're on different pages here, it's okay. Just go into the next 2 blank pages that you have on yours. If you need to pause the video now to record it, please do so. And once you are done writing this, you can go on and press play. So percent problems 20 to 21. From there, go ahead and open it up. I'm going to do mine on a regular sheet of paper so that I can post this picture later. So here we go. We're on page 20. We are doing percent problems. So let's take a look at the problems that we have been doing over the last couple days. We've been doing percent problems, but typically in those, they have been giving us a percent of something that we needed to find. For example, let's say that this is what we've been doing. They might say, find 40% of 35. So this is what we've been doing in the past, and once again with this, we know that the word of, when we hear that, we think times, and then we take our percent, we convert it into a decimal by doing our 2 loops, which gives us 0.40 times 35. And what we can think of is afterwards we'll get our answer. We just do our straight multiplying. So let's do it. 35 times 0.40. So 0 times 5 makes 0. 0 times 3 makes 0. Since this 0 is done, that means that the spaces underneath that 0 are also done. So we're not going to put anything else there. Now it's 4's turn. 4 times 5 makes 20. So we write the 0 and carry the 2. 4 times 3 makes 12. Plus 2 more makes 14. Now it's time to add up our 2 rows. 0, 0, 4, and 1. But we're not done yet because we still have to place that decimal. So just like we did earlier when we did our 2 loops to push it in, we're going to do the same thing here. 2 loops to push it in, and our answer is 14. So if we wanted to write this out in a sentence, we could say 40% of 35 is 14. So this is the way we've been doing it, but not all of our problems are going to look like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on other types of problems that they give us. And there's some key words that we need to focus on. Of is what we know to mean multiply, but let's talk about the word is. We're going to see is in these next couple problems that we're going to be doing. So what I want you to do is every time you think of the word is, I want you to think of it as meaning equals. And when we hear the word of, we know that that one means to multiply. So make sure you're paying attention to those as we get into our problems that we're going to be doing. So let's look at this first one now, and let's see how this is going to look. Now we have 2 options for this method that I'm going to show you guys. So option number 1 is to use a double number line. You guys saw that double number line last week. This one's going to look a little different, still the same concept, but a little bit different. So let's say that I asked you something like this. I said 10 is 25% of what number? Now, some of you will look at that and just say, oh, we're just supposed to multiply those like we've been doing all last week. But hold on, because this one's a little bit different here. Remember, of means multiply. So of means I should be multiplying the 2 things next to it, 25% and uh-oh, there's no number there. I don't know it. Is means equals. So I cannot do my normal multiplying like I'd normally do because I don't know what this number is to times by 25. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a double number line here. Just like we did before. We're going to put our lines there. And once again, just like we did before, let's put our percents on the top, numbers on the bottom. So we're going to start off with 0% and 100%. Last time when we were doing percent of a number, we would start with 0 here and we knew what to put here. In this case, this is actually what we're trying to find. Of what number? I'm trying to find the total number that we're talking about. So that's going to be our answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this percent. And we're going to say to ourselves, how can I chunk up this number line so that it lands on 25% and gets me to 100? So one thing I could do is I could count by quarters, because 25s will land me on 100. So I can say 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100. Now here's the main part that I want you guys to pay attention to. Okay, we know that is means equals. Say that to yourself again. Is means equals. So when it says 10 is 25%, that means that right below 25%, I get to write the number 10. So now all we have to do is look down below and say, okay, how are we counting by? How am I counting right here? For my first chunk, I know I'm counting by tens. So let's keep it going. 20, 30, 40, and there's my answer. 40 is our solution. Let's try one more of those just like that so that we can get a feel for it. Okay? So let's say that we were asked to find 15 is 30% of what number? So we're going to do that same method again here, you guys. So let's create our double number line. Once again, we're going to put our percents on the top, numbers on the bottom. So 0% up to 100%. 0 up to something. We don't know what that total is, so we're going to have to figure it out. I do know that I need to land on 30%. So what can I count by that will land me on 30% and land me on 100? So one thing we know that will work is tens. So I'm going to go ahead and chunk this up by tens. I'm going to put my 50 right towards the center. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. It's okay if it's not perfect, you guys. Okay? And I'm just going to go and put my numbers in there. You don't have to put the percents on all of them as long as you remember that it's your percents there. Okay? Now, once again, is means equals. So that means that right under my 30%, I'm going to put 15. Oh, well, this one's a little different here. What can I count by so that in 3 jumps or 3 loops, I land on 15? So 3 times what makes 15? It should be 5. So I'm going to say each of these is worth 5s. And I'll know I'm right if I land on 15 by counting by 5. So let's see. 5, 10, 15. Yep, it works. So we're going to go ahead and put those in. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And there's our missing answer right there. 50 is our number. Notice how I'm not putting a percent on it. Because remember, it's a bottom number, and these are numbers. The percents are on top. So my answer is 50. Now, there is one other option that we can use when solving these. So I'm going to show you option number 2. So what I'm going to do is option number 2, by the way, is using proportions, or as we like to call them, line equals line. So I'm going to actually take those same 2 problems that we just did, and I'm going to show you the other option for solving those. Okay? So let's look at the first one that we did. So on the first one that we did, they told us 10 is 25% of what number? So once again, we don't know what to multiply by each other because of means multiply. And if I put my fingers on both sides of the word of, I know this number, but I don't know this number, so I can't multiply. So let me show you the proportion way. Remember, is means equals. So we can set it up like this. 10 equals 25, but oh, you guys, percent. How can we make any percent into a fraction? Any percent into a fraction. What can we do there? We can put it over 100. So now what we're going to do with this is, it's kind of like our roller coasters. Shrink them down, blow them up, things like that. And if I can find this missing number right here, I have my answer. But uh-oh, guys, I have a problem. Can 10 turn into 25, or can 25 turn into 10? No, so I'm going to need to find something smaller that can go into both of these. Can you guys think of something that can go into both of them? 5 will work, so let's use 5. So let's do some roller coaster action. Let's get some arrows ready to go here. So what would I do to turn 25 into 5? I would say divide by 5. And you know the rule, whatever we do to the top, we do to the bottom. So I'm going to say divide by 5, which gives me 20. Now I can take and I can go backwards with my arrows. So now I can say, what do I do with 5 to make it become 10? Well, I just say times 2. And whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom, and I say times 2. And 20 times 2 makes 40. And if you guys look back at when we did this the other way using our double number line, we also got 40 as our answer. So both of these will get us to the same answer. It's just your choice on which one you prefer. So let's try one more just like that. The second one that we did was 15 is 30% of what number? This one's actually going to go a lot faster, much simpler on this one. So let's think about it. We know that is means equals. So I can say 15 equals, but remember you guys, anytime we do a percent, if I'm going to turn it into a fraction, a line equals line, I'm going to put that percent over 100. So 30% becomes 30 over 100. So now let's think about it. What could I do with 15 to make it become 30? All we have to do is say times 2. So let's go down to the bottom, and we're going to have to think about this, you guys. What number can I multiply by 2 so that it equals 100? 2 times what makes 100? And the correct answer is 50. And there's our missing number, which once again, if we look back at our double number line, there is how we got 50. So that is it for your notes for today, you guys. Make sure that you get all of this copied, and then we will go over this tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Bye.